The rich, they do not do anything, ever, unless it benefits them directly, personally, and significantly. Then it's not out of malice. No, no, no. It's out of genius. So we, as a society, in a very, very rare moment of collective brilliance, well, we invented the tax write-off in exchange for those charitable donations. Because without a financial incentive attached to the generosity, sweetheart, nobody would donate. And yet, here you are, darling, making the most extravagant, the most generous charitable donation of your entire life. Yes, in the form of spending your precious time with that man, your irreplaceable, rapidly depleting youth, your effort, your energy, your hope, your best years, all of it donated to a man who repays your extraordinary generosity by making your life an exhausting and soul-sucking roller coaster. And you don't even get a tax break out of it. Heartbreaking, truly. I'm going to be honest and tell you right now that I would not call myself a feminist. Not in the modern, having a boyfriend is embarrassing and let's fight the patriarchy sort of way, anyhow. But I do have a pragmatic belief I stand on in the most wholehearted and unapologetic manner. A man has exactly one purpose in your life. One, to elevate it significantly, visibly, and yes, luxuriously. Any man who is not doing that is simply a waste of your very limited time on earth. An uninvited squatter taking up prime real estate in a life that deserves far better occupants. Occupants with strong financial backgrounds. And darling, the time has come for you to make that call. What call, you may ask? The call to the eviction office, to get that man out of your life, permanently so. You've been having doubts recently, haven't you? Or if you are being truly, brutally honest with yourself, for the longest time. There is something inside of you, something ancient and wise, something your foremothers left encoded in your DNA. And that something tells you that the decisions you've been making about your future with that man, well, they are not exactly worth what those foremothers fought for. You think they fought only for the right to vote and work? I personally don't believe they did. I think what they really wanted was access to choice, freedom, and an easier life. And heavy on the easier life part. And yet here you are, a happy camper struggling alongside Mr. He's looking for himself as he blames the system for the state of his life. Some call it feminine intuition, and sure, call it whatever makes sense to you. But I prefer to call it your wealthier, higher self. And that self and that voice has never once lied to you. This relationship you're in, darling, it's as if you've been renovating a house, sanding the floors, repainting the walls, replanting the garden, fighting off the removable wallpaper even, and with your own money to boot. Yes, your own sweat, your own tears, during your nights and weekends. And for what exactly? For a limited, non-renewable 1-year lease. For a house, I might add, that you do not own and never will. This is how pointless your relationship with that man is, or has always been. Only you know the truth. But here is where it gets interesting, because I have something for you. A test. One simple but definitive test that is guaranteed, absolutely guaranteed, to give you the kind of immediate clarity that no therapist or no self-help book will ever give you. Are you ready? Okay, here it is. Ask yourself this. If you were to wake up tomorrow and discover you had won the lottery, And I don't mean a modest little windfall, darling. I mean life-changing, set forever, I'll never look at a price tag ever again kind of cash. Would you leave this man right now? Immediately? I'll wait while you sit with that answer, because I already know exactly what it is. You are staying with him because you keep believing he will get better. You keep seeing potential in him. You keep telling yourself the lifestyle will improve. That one day, one glorious and one very hypothetical day, he will finally rise to the occasion and provide the life you so obviously deserve. Oh, dear. How do I break this to you? The potential you see in him, who's to say he even sees it in himself? And more importantly, who's to say he has any intention of acting on it, ever, in this lifetime or the next? And now, here's the part where you might hate me. Just a little, or a lot. I can never tell in advance. When a man finally does improve his circumstances, when he finally, after all your patience, all your loyalty, all your most productive years, does level up, the very first thing that will cross his mind is, look at everything I have built. Look at everything I have become. The woman I've been with, she was good for who I was. But now he feels entitled to an upgrade, and he will go looking for one without guilt, without hesitation, without a backward glance, and without you. And the worst is that his friends and male peers will support his choice and understand where he's coming from. Back to the rich and how they can get you right out of this unfortunate situation you're in, darling. The wealthy are fact-driven. It is precisely why they are wealthy. They don't do pipe dreams. They don't indulge in lavish, comfortable delusions. And they sure don't sit around hoping things will magically resolve themselves. They look at reality exactly for what it is, right now. Not in 5 years, not in some hopeful and fictional future that may or may never materialize. No. They only look at the right now angle of things, and they make the decision that leads to the very best possible outcome for themselves. And no one else. The only version of a man you will ever have, well, it's the version that showed up when you first met him. Men pursue the highest quality of woman they believe they can attract based on their current life circumstances. And that woman, at the time, was you. You were the best available option at that particular moment in that season of the TV show of his life. But should he ever decide to act on that potential you have been so loyally, so patiently, so devotedly believing in, he will be conducting interviews for his next woman at the very same time. And yet, you stay. And you do so because you have been conditioned from the very beginning to do the single most dangerous thing a woman can do: put the feelings of others above your own. And how far, my darling, has that particular habit gotten you? I'll let you answer that one yourself. Now, I am aware that I sound ruthless, and I suppose, given the name of this channel, that is rather fitting, isn't it? But all I am doing, every single time I sit down to speak to you, is playing by the actual rules of the actual game. A game, I might remind you, that was designed by someone other than me. You have been sold a fairy tale of unconditional love your entire life. While on the other side of that fairy tale, men have only ever loved you when their conditions were met. I know it's a lot to take in, I do, but remember why I do it. Because I want the very best for you. I really do.